When I was about 7 or 8, I can remember standing here and saying, I want to drive a race car someday.
Lady and gentlemen, start your engine.
I don't know if it's the freedom. You can, just put the hammer down and go as fast as you can go.
Just like an adrenaline rush. It just gives you that feeling that one of the best things that could happen to you.
Like many kids, Jennifer Cobb wanted to be like her dad. She wanted to race cars and win trophies like he has for 19 years. But Jennifer Cobb wasn't going to let the sacrifice, nor the fact that she was a woman in a male-dominated sport, defeat her.
Right now I'm a local race car driver, but everybody has to start somewhere, and I would like to go straight to the top.
And with determination like Jennifer's, the top may be exactly where she's headed.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I am especially grateful because this gives me a little bit of relief before I head off to Phoenix and try to become the first woman of 2007 to qualify for a NASCAR Busch Series race. So wish me lots of luck because I have a hard road ahead. And there are times when you get knocked down. But I just remember that little girl with a big dream at 8 years old and the promise that I made to myself and to everyone in my father's garage that I was going to be a race car driver. So when I was 18 years old, I had my first NASCAR race at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas at NASCAR's grassroots level racing program. So this was step number 1. And I would look at my dad, and my dad had been racing for like 15 years at that point. He was my hero my entire life. My dad was my hero. And I'm like, Dad, what do I do? And he said, keep it between the lines. And I'm thinking, that's pretty simple advice, Dad. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? And he said, well, you've got to go fast and turn left. Okay? Now, that seemed like sound advice, and I'm like, Dad, how am I going to do that? All those, everybody's in the way. What am I going to do? And he broke it down like this. He said, listen, you just have to race your line lap after lap. And that's probably the first lesson that I learned that I feel like parallels racing, life, business, anything you want to accomplish. I feel like we all have that capability to dream big. Don't you think? We all can have a grand vision.
Every Monday on Metro Sports Talk, it's Inside Motorsports with Jennifer Cobb coming in to talk about all the great stuff that happened this weekend. Welcome, Jennifer.
And thank you very much. And I was going to say it's not always great stuff that happens over the weekend, but one thing's for sure, it's always exciting.
To get from where I was at the grassroots level of NASCAR racing to where I want to be at the top level of NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, I knew that I not only needed to be a great race car driver, but also a good spokesperson for the companies that I represent. Those values have made me not only a better racer, but a better person, and I'm grateful for the media who have treated my sponsors and I so well over these years.
Ready?
I'm ready. Miami, and there were 55 cars there trying to qualify for that race. And when we parked the hauler, the NASCAR official wanted us to park in the back by the gate because he was quite sure I was not going to qualify and we were going to go home. And I walked up to the official and I said, can we park somewhere where our sponsor logo might be able to get seen? Would that be okay? Do we have to be hidden back there? And he didn't know who I was, and he said no. He said, that car's not going to make the race, and I don't need it being in the way, trying to get out tomorrow. And I looked at him and I said, that car will be in the race. And perhaps that's just the challenge I needed, because there were 20 to 25 Nextel Cup guys. They just like to come down and pick on us Busch drivers for fun, I swear. But they were in the race as well. They were qualifying as well. So I had to beat out Busch drivers. I had to beat out Cup drivers. And this is my first time ever being at this track or in this race car. And I went out to qualify, and I thought about what my dad said, lap after lap. It's not you against the boys. It's you and your race car as fast as you can go, lap after lap. And I thought about the teamwork. I thought about my team and how hard they'd worked all weekend. And I trusted them. They made changes to the car to make it better, faster, every step of the way. So I went out for my qualifying run, and you always drive the car a little bit harder than you've ever driven it in practice because it's all out on the line on the qualifying run. And I went into turn one, and that race car wiggled just a little bit, and I just laid my foot in the gas, and it came off the corner beautifully. The car wiggles, it pulls out of it, I qualify 28th, and it was a huge deal. Benny Parsons, who's now passed on, very beloved man and past champion in NASCAR racing, spent a lot of time before the race speaking with my parents and I and interviewing us. I had arrived. This was my moment, and I had made it. My racing career has been so up and down and up and down, and I constantly question, is this where I need to be? Is this what I need to be doing? But when I look back to that little girl in my dad's garage at 8 years old, I look back and I think, you've come a long way, baby. You know, it's not just about the accomplishments on the racetrack. It's the lessons you learn in life along the way. I feel like you could take my story and you could plan it into just about any situation or any scenario. You have to have the courage to keep going and not worry about looking stupid. It was time to worry about what matters. And have you ever noticed that sometimes the people who accomplish the most look a little silly on the way doing it?
Preparation, dedication, you just really have to want it. There have been many ups and downs, and it's been an incredible journey. But I can tell you, we won't stop until we've made it to the top, and I'd just like to thank those who have been along for the ride.